It's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, I've been away for a little over a week. As I said last time, I was not feeling that good. I had a really bad voice. I did a video, around 1 week ago, a bit of more of a week ago, with no sound, but I wasn't in the mood for film, like, stuff in general. I was just sick. I was at my cabin, so yeah. It's gonna be nice, a little nice little. Even though, yeah, I mean, April it was planned to do VEDA, Video Everyday April. That hasn't happened. I do plan to have videos up at the rest of the month, so hopefully I'll still do video most of April, and still, yeah, life happens. So yeah, today is just kind of a little bit of an update, really. Update video is nothing much, just kind of me talking. As I do, well, I always talking videos, but there's no really plan. I mean, well, there's usually a plan, but you know. So the beginning of April was Continuathon, which I had plans. I had big plans, and well, big plans. It's not like I have 1,000 series to finish, but I have a few. I didn't get to all of them, though. I mean, when do you get to all the books that you plan to read? I rarely do that. Sorry, but I did get to some of them. And here are them. So I read Remember Jamie Baker by Kelly Oram. So this is the third and last in this trilogy series of a YA superhero series. It's very good. So the second one ended on cliffhanger, and yeah, this third one ended very good. It was just a very good way to end the series, I would say. It was heartbreaking and full of twists, and yeah, just still different, but yes, it's just, yeah, amazing. Yeah, I would just say in general, if you like superheroes, check out this series by Kelly Oram. And yeah, it's this month out a few years ago now, so you can probably find it online, like, used. I don't think you can find it in the bookstores. You can probably find it used someplace, and yeah, definitely recommend it. And then we also have The Friend Zone, which is technically the first in a series, though I started this series by reading the second one. This is a companion series, so yeah. So I continue with the series, though, like, I read it in the wrong order, because I read first, second, and then the third, and then this one. But it's a companion series, so again, you don't need to read them in order. But it was quite fun really to read this one, because, as I said, I read both the second and third one. So I knew a lot of stuff that will be going to happen here, or like I knew some of the stuff that happened, but it was still fun to read how it happened. And yeah, it's a fun friend to lovers romance, and yeah, I would say definitely check out Avi Jimenez Reads books. This is her first. Oh, this is actually her debut book. But still, it's quite a good book. It doesn't really show that it's her debut book. It's still a very good book. So yeah, if you're in the mood for romance, check out the series. Sorry, still a little bit sick, but not very much, just a little bit. Then I also finished Spartan Destiny by Jennifer Estep. This being the third one in the what's the word again? The Mythos Academy spin-off, Spartan Academy. What's spin-off called again? But yeah, it's a trilogy. It's a spin-off of Mythos Academy, so yeah. It's all about it's all about now I'm just blanking out. Rory's story. Rory being the cousin of Gwen from the first series, and yeah. Honestly, this book, it didn't really impress me that much. It wasn't really that good. I don't know. I mean, now I'm gonna be a bit philosophical. Let's be philosophical for a moment here. But like, honestly, like all books, when you think about it, when you take a step back and think about it, all books are just a blending of letters, making words, and words in a specific order. So I suppose in one way, all authors are plagiarizing everyone else because I mean it's the same language that you're using to put together. But like it's how it's I mean it's about how you put the words together that makes it interesting. Like that old meme of like I love to look at paper and hallucinize. I mean, you're kind of hallucinating when you're reading a book because I mean, all words are once upon a time made up, but it's all about how you put the words together, if they're good or not. And like, if you, for example, if you want to have a good romance, you kind of need to make the characters interesting and make them give them depth and plot and all these stuff. So for Spartan Destiny, which is the second and first in the series, it's an it's a fantasy action series. You need to have interesting fantasy action. I mean, it's this kind of series where you know that it'll probably end happily. Like you know that the villain won't what's the word again? Won't prevail. But still, even though if you know, well, when you pick up the book that it'll end happily, you kind of still want an entertaining ride from A to C. Like you want it to be entertaining. And Spartan Destiny, I don't know, a lot of it kind of wasn't that interesting, really. I finished it, but I did skim a lot of it. Really, I listened to an audiobook, but like often I would just kind of do other stuff while listening to it. I wouldn't really focus on it, and sometimes I actually would skim, like skip ahead. So yeah, honestly, it wasn't that good. I like kind of feel like yeah, honestly, I kind of feel like that series could just have been a trilogy. I didn't really feel like you needed to have a third book. So yeah, sadly, that was not that impressive. So mm. Then I also so back in November, I started an audiobook, Svanemordet by Hans Olav Lahlum. It's the latest in a series of crime stories. Well, crime series. Sorry. And yeah, and it's Norwegian author. It's not out yet in English, but it's been translated. Most of them books. And yeah, I really like this series, but I picked it up in November, and then I kind of when I started other books, I haven't really focused on it, and then I kind of finished it last week. I really enjoyed it. And that was very good. It was a very interesting and good story. Good, but it's both a good mystery in itself, but it was also a good installment in the series. Like it will move things forward in quite a interesting way. And at the end, it wasn't a cliffhanger, but it kind of opens for something quite different for next book. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one. So yeah, that's oh yeah, and I also finished A Thousand Skies Above You by Claudia Gray, the second one in that trilogy. And honestly, I kind of felt like the same that the first book. It was interesting here and there. I really liked the concept, but the execution was. I kind of feel like maybe, yeah, like I feel like it kind of there's too many elements for it. Like it kind of jumps a lot in time and stuff, and I feel like it's kind of like it's kind of trying to do too much. So it's interesting, but it's not amazing as I kind of think it's supposed to be. So yeah, honestly, at this point in time, I'm not quite sure if I'll read the third one. Maybe I will, but like I think it's probably like in way in the future. It's not gonna be a priority for me, really. So yeah, so that's what I've read lately. And yeah, I also finished Labors of Hercules, which is a short story collection with Hercule Poirot. I've read it before, but this is I think first time audiobooking it. Yeah, I think so. And I yeah very much enjoyed. Well, didn't enjoy all of them as much, but I did enjoy a lot of them because it's a short story collection. So collection of short stories. Um, and yeah, that's kind of what I've read for Continue on. And then this last few days, okay, so I started on Dragon Mountain by Katie and Kevin Song. Honestly, like, yeah, now you see there's no bookmark because I decided to DNF it. I went to like 100 pages, and I like the concept, but the execution was fine. It wasn't awful, but I don't know. At least in my world, I don't really have time for fine books because there's so many books in the world, and this didn't interest me that much. So, yeah, DNFing it. Might have loved it if I was 10, but being almost 30, yeah, um, I'm out of the age group, and yeah, wasn't that good for me really. Not not to my taste. Also started The Twilight of Democracy by Anne Applebaum in Norwegian. Demokratiets Svanesang. So this is a collection of essays, I would say, kind of more or less about democracy in the last few years. It focuses on Poland, on Hungary, but also on UK, like all the Brexit stuff. So it talks about fake news and stuff like that, conspiracy theories, and yeah. But it also talks about Trump's America, and yeah. So far, I'm more or less halfway into it, and yeah, this is kind of thinking like using it for, and now kind of moving into talk about Eurovision. So Eurovision I'm doing, it started 16th of April, so it's already been a week. But it ends on the 14th of May, and it's all about reading books from different parts of Europe because Eurovision. This one you focus on both on Poland but also Hungary, so I could choose both of those countries. Though it also uses England, but we're gonna use that for something else. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's not a book I'm not sure it's really a book I'm gonna read, like finish today. But like it's a book I'm gonna read a bit by bit. I'm thinking. I have also just finished a book by a Swedish author, so that could go for Sweden. But I'm actually also reading another book by a Swedish author. As usual, I have all the books I'm reading currently. Like, never just reading one book. No, reading all the books. So yeah, honestly, this time for Eurovision Fun, like I've made a Eurovision Fun tipped video, but I haven't done a TBR because yeah, I'm so moody. I have books that can you read for a lot of different countries. I have a lot of books that can like from library that have different countries in them that I can use from like not just one country but different countries. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna be like picking up books that I want to pick up, and then so it's gonna be more like a wrap up thing, like where I do like wrap up, a fun thing, but specific TBR for Eurasian fun. I'm not really sure I'm gonna do that. Uh, I might do like talk about like after a while talk about books that I might read. I might do that. But yeah, I don't really want to do a TBR video. I'm thinking I might talk about doing other videos, and yeah, yeah. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit in my voice now. So I'm gonna end it there. But it's been fun to talk to you again. And yeah, I have my different background because reasons. And yeah, bye.